Hello and welcome to the Complete Lakers podcast. I'm Anthony Wilson, recording from Los Angeles, California. The Lakers tonight currently is Friday night at 10:21 p.m. as I record this. Just about, I guess, close to an hour ago now. The Lakers got finished beating the Dallas Mavericks 129 to 119. Of course, this game was notable for it being the first game that Lakers legend Anthony Davis uh, has played at back at Crypto.com Arena since the trade that sent him to the Mavericks last year. Of course, last year, what even last year, back in February, last season though. Of course, obviously the Luka Doncic trade that shocked the world. Um, and the Lakers they took care of business. The final score was 129 to 119. Luka Doncic had 35 points, 5 rebounds, and 11 assists. He was 10 of 18 from the floor, 4 of 9 from 3, and made all 11 of his free throws. Austin Reeves had 38 points and 8 rebounds. He was 12 of 15 from the floor, 6 of 8 from 3. LeBron had 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. DeAndre Ayton had 17 points and 8 rebounds, and Rui Hachimura had 14 points. So all 5 starters in double figures for the Lakers. Um, with the win, the Lakers swept West Group B of the NBA Cup and went 4-0 and clinched home court in the quarterfinals of the tournament. Um, AD, for his part, played 28 minutes. He had 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Only was his first game back at Crypto since the trade. So it was his first game, Anthony Davis' first game as an opposing player at the arena formerly known as Staples Center since he was with the Pelicans, which was that was in 2019. It was his first game in 14 games for the Mavericks. 12, 5, and 5, 28 minutes. He said a couple days ago that he was looking forward to the reporter asked him, what game are who you hope to come back for the Mavericks for the Clippers tomorrow? And Eddie said, is that a serious question? You know what game I'm looking forward to? And it's like it made me sad because it made me feel like he's like still feeling a way about the trade. Well, he barely didn't. I mean, he didn't play like it. I only watched the second half of the game. It really felt like the Lakers were pretty much just like toying with the Mavericks. I think the Mavericks even took a lead in the fourth quarter. They were up by 2 at the half. But this Lakers team is good enough to basically, if they're good enough to play down with their opponent. You got a team with 2 guards like Luka and Austin. You have LeBron James being basically a backup option. You have DeAndre Ayton, who's been great, and they just have so many different options. And the Mavericks obviously are not good. It hasn't helped, obviously, Kyrie, tearing his ACL last year, and also, the situation with AD, the injury. I said a couple weeks ago, talked about how AD, I don't think that he's kind of lost his lust for. He came out the gate strong this season, but just I was thinking about just looking at him, and it seems like he's, I don't know, he may have lost his lust for the game. I compared it to Lamar Odom when Lamar got traded to the Mavericks. And that was a bit more of an ordeal because of the Vito Chris Paul trade. Lamar took that so personally. He was so hurt by that. Then he had to, he asked for a trade, and they traded to the Mavericks. And with the Mavericks, he basically just went in the tank and was never the same. When he came back to the Clippers, he wasn't the same. So, I don't know. I just watched. I know it was the '80s first game back, but I don't know. It's just hard to be motivated in a situation like that, where obviously, you go from playing for the Lakers and playing with LeBron, and it's like, Lakers. I mean, honestly, bro. I mean, they had lost in the first round of the playoffs. What uh, the previous season, but things were starting to look better in the January. But were the Lakers ever really going to be, real contenders with that? The LeBron and AD time that they had come and gone. But I think he was just so comfortable here, and he thought that he would probably retire here. And then, to go to Dallas and go to this rebuilding effort, it's like even winning 50 games with the Lakers and telling yourself you have a chance is better than being on a team that's going to be in the lottery. Uh, D'Angelo Russell was also back. He had a he didn't play a single minute. He was a DNP coach's decision. As the final seconds were ticking off, LeBron went over and dapped up AD and Frank Vogel and Max Christie and D'Lo on the Mavericks bench. Of course, Jason Kidd is also the head coach. So Jay Kidd was he was an assistant coach in 2020 when we won the title in the bubble. Um, Frank Vogel obviously was the head coach of that team in 2020. And then, like I said, AD, Max, D'Lo. These guys are Lakers. Well, I'll say 80. 80 is a Laker. Lakers like one of those franchises, man. That, like I said, bro. Like who did I see? I think I saw Danny Green up there. Doing the commentating on Spectrum. He only played 1 year for Lakers. We won the title. It's nothing like being a Laker. And but if when we win a championship with the Lakers, especially, I mean, you really are a Laker for life. So that goes for AD, that goes for Kyle Kuzma, any of those guys, and yeah, I mean, it's just too bad AD he had to be sacrificed in the same way as Vlade. Vlade had to be sacrificed to usher in the new era. AD, I mean, it had to, and it's funny because, I was kind of hurt. I was hurt when the trade happened because I just feel like AD is a player of his stature shouldn't be blindsided like that by a trade. But man, I can't lie, it's way better with Luka, man. It's just way better, bro. I mean, everything is just completely different. I mean, they were good before, you know, with AD, but I mean, this Luka Doncic experience is just. I mean, he's just. Uh, he's. It's like, I mean, he's a franchise altering player. He's one of the handful of guys in the NBA that you just put him on your team and you give him any type of help, and I mean, your team has a shot. He's like that. Shay's like that. Joker is like that. Uh, and Giannis, you know, he just doesn't have any help um, in Milwaukee right now. But yeah, man, it's it's uh it's pretty neat, you know. Um, and you see LeBron out there, and I was watching the second half of the game on Spectrum, and uh, watching it, it's like, um, D Wade, who was calling the game with Candace Parker, and I forgot who the play-by-play guy was, but D Wade was, he basically was, he kept talking about, the joy, maybe he said about Luka and also about LeBron though. LeBron's out there smiling and having a good time. And you can't blame him. He's on a team that he's 41 years, about to be 41 years old. His son is on the team. Uh, the team was 14-4. Uh, it's the easy life. He can just go out there and take it easy, and they win. And so it makes me go, because I don't know what I mean. It's like he obviously he doesn't have a contract for after this season, and it just makes me go, is it possible maybe still that they could work something out after this season? Uh, Obviously he's not. I mean, he's averaging these first 4 games. I think he had 11 the first game. I think he had 17. Then he had 23, and the night he had 13. So let's see, 11 and 17. That's 28. Plus 23, that's 51. Plus 13, that's 64. So that's 16 points a game through 4 games. Also, that could rise. But I mean, is he really going to be able to command a $50 million contract again after this season? If they can bump that down, he realizes, okay, this is it. I'm at the end of the road. Year 24 is going to be my last year. Maybe they can work something out. He can come back and he can finish his career at the Lakers, because what else is he going to do? He's going to go to like, seriously, what else is he going to do? He's going to go to Cleveland and take the veterans minimum and just finish his career in Cleveland? Like, don't they have bigger fish to fry? You know? I just, I don't know. You know? It's happened before where, guys have taken farewell tours on teams that were trying to win championships. Like, Kareem did it. Who else did? Kobe didn't. That last Jordan year, he was being celebrated, but the Wizards obviously they weren't any good. So, I don't, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it would suit both parties if they were to work something out, and LeBron could go ahead and finish his run up, finish his career here with the Lakers. And what are the situations? Like I said, unless he goes to Cleveland and just takes the vet minimum, but he'd be leaving his son. He'd be leaving Los Angeles. I mean, there's a reason he came here. There's a reason he left Cleveland and came here in the first place. So I don't know, but it just seemed like he. I think. I mean, I said he. I think he wants. The timeline got moved up, right? And all of a sudden, everything changed. The way he had it was. It was a nice life. He was still in control, still holding Lakers' feet to the fire and all that type of stuff. And he could just do what he wanted. He had AD here, his boy, and it was a nice life for LeBron, right? And then the timeline got moved up, and now he's kind of been put to the back burner a little bit. But I mean, like I said, it's a pretty nice life, bro. So, guy Yaron Weitzman, he wrote a book on the LeBron Lakers. I was wondering if anybody would write one. I wonder if Jeff Pearlman would do it. Jeff Pearlman is like the GOAT of Laker Laker team biographies. He did, of course, the Showtime book, which is a classic. He did a book on the Shaq Kobe teams, which I haven't read. I'm a bit of a connoisseur of Laker biography books. Like Mark Heiser, he wrote Mad Men's Ball about the whole history of the Lakers, which is a classic. And Phil Jackson, he wrote The Last Season, which is a classic about the 2004 Lakers. So I know a good Lakers book when I read one. And Ron Weitzman, his book, which I saw him on, Bomani Jones interviewed him, and I didn't realize when that little anecdote came out about Westbrook not liking LeBron or whatever because LeBron was phony. I didn't put the piece together that was from Weitzman's book until I saw the interview, and then I went on and I purchased the book, And I haven't read that much of it. I mainly have just been looking into I looked into the Magic Johnson parts of the book because they were talking in the interview about how Magic was in there, like cursing people out and stuff like that. And my main takeaway from that was mainly just that, Magic is someone who he takes his Lakers stuff deeply. You know, he takes his Lakers stuff to heart. Um, Obviously, he knows uh, what it meant, what it means to be a Laker. You have to understand that when the Dr. Buss first bought the Lakers, um, Lakers at that time were a franchise that were they prominent? Yes, Dr. Buss bought the team in 1979. Were the Lakers prominent to a certain degree because they were the NBA team in LA. The Clippers were still in San Diego. They were the NBA team in LA, and uh, they had the history of Wilt and Baylor and Jerry West. They won the one title in '72, and then if you go backwards, like to the Minneapolis days, were really like prehistoric NBA. They won I think 5 titles in Minneapolis. But it's still the Lakers. It's still, like I said, it's Wilt, it's Russ. I'm sorry, it's Wilt, it's West, it's Baylor. So it was a famous team. But if you think about it, before Dr. Buss bought the team, the Yankees were bigger, uh, the the Cowboys were bigger. You can even the Pittsburgh Steelers were bigger for sure, and so were the Green Bay Packers as far as brands go, right? And so when Dr. Buss buys the team and he wins, and they go on and the Showtime era happens, Magic and Kareem and Riley. I mean that changed the course of the Lakers, and so Magic Johnson knows how much the Lakers and Dr. Buss changed his life, and how much Magic did the same thing. He helped change the. Really, Magic Johnson is the most important Lakers player of all time. What Dr. Buss did as an owner and what Jerry West did as a player and as an executive can never be forgotten. But just as a player on the court, Magic Johnson is the face of Showtime. He's the reason that the Lakers are now on par with you with the Cowboys and with the Yankees. The Lakers are on par with them as a international, just worldwide recognizable brand. You know, that started with the Showtime Lakers. And so when Magic was in the front office, Magic is like, man, back in my day, he played with Pat. You guys see Pat Riley on the side in those suits, man. Those Lakers teams practice hard. Pat Riley was he was a hard coach to play for. You know, so I mean, you see the flash and all that stuff, but those guys were, I mean, they were tough, and so that's how I look at that. And I think the reason uh, that the book, which is very well written and well researched and everything, but the reason that the book doesn't hit quite the same is because they just haven't won that much. They haven't won enough during the LeBron era to justify really. You can't really. I mean, that's the backbone of any of these books. Is that these are dynastic teams. And even though West and Wilt, they only won that one title in '72, but they made the finals in '69 and '70 and '72 and in '73. And then they made the finals a whole bunch of times in the '60s too, and just couldn't beat the Celtics. So yeah, you can't. It's just they Lakers only won that one bubble title with LeBron here. And he would make the finals another time. They made the conference finals one other time. And he's in his 8th year here. So that's the only thing that keeps the book from being that caliber. Is that really it's not the writing or the research or anything like that. It's just that they're not and they just didn't win enough to have the same substance. Uh, but yeah, man, it would be nice if LeBron could uh, figure out a way to end his story here. And then just one last thing I wanted to say was Drew Timme, who went to Gonzaga. And last year he was with Brooklyn because I was betting on him. He was with the South Bay Lakers this year. And, I think when DeAndre Ayton got hurt, Maxi Kleber, I know he was out there and getting like real minutes. I'm just like, why is Kleber on my TV screen playing for the Lakers? Like actually playing minutes, right? Obviously, he came over in the trade last year with Luka, and I think JJ is like fond of Kleber. But I feel like Drew Timme should be getting those minutes. I think Drew Timme, at this point in their respective lives, I'm pretty sure Drew Timme is a better basketball player than Maxi Kleber. So I like to see that. I like to see Drew Timme get called up at some point and get a shot to play with the big boys, and see if it could work out. I think he'd be a better option than Maxi Kleber. You know, that's nothing against Maxi Kleber. He's just not even. He's had his day. You know, so I don't think a novice could turn on the game and see Maxi Kleber out there and be like, "What is he doing out there? He needs to go sit down." So yeah, but that's it on the Lakers. Now NFL wise, the game started, of course, on Thursday, but it was 3 games on Thursday because of Thanksgiving. First one, you had the Packers beating the Lions 31-24. Jordan Love played a great game. He had 4 touchdown passes, I think. Amon St. Brown left the game early and didn't come back. So now the Lions are, I believe, 7-5. And I don't know. I remember I said at the time when Dan Campbell made some questionable decisions in that NFC Championship game. He shouldn't have done that. It's so hard to get to that point. And you look at it last year, they had such a great year, and then lost the first playoff game. And this year they're 7-5, which is not bad, but it's not as after going 12-5, and then they 13 last year. It could have been better. And yeah, like I said, man, anytime you get that close, you got to take advantage of it because you never know how many chances you're going to get back to that point. And the Packers just keep pace with I think they're 8-3-1 now, so they keep pace with the Bears. I'll say something about the Bears in a second. They played today. And then the second game on Thanksgiving, it was the Cowboys beating the Chiefs 31-28. So the Chiefs fall to 6-6. The Cowboys now are back over 500. I think the Cowboys have won 3 straight. They're 6-5-1. And yeah, man, what can I say? The Chiefs are just simply not what they used to be. They've lost. I look at their schedule at the beginning of the year, but they lost to the Jaguars. They lost to the Cowboys now. They've lost games that they weren't traditionally the Chiefs would not lose. Mahomes threw 4 touchdown passes, and everybody looked. I saw the same thing. Like I said, man, when they get all their weapons back, they're gonna be tough. But this is the most talented offense they've had since Tyreek Hill was there, and they're just not winning. They're not winning games. So I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I don't know if they've lost their magic. Maybe the way that they got beat by the I think that could be it. The way that they got beat by the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Well, no, because they got their asses kicked by the Buccaneers too, and didn't lose their mystique. But I guess they didn't have any mystique yet at that point. I guess we'll see. Let's see. First year, Mahomes started. They lost to the and they lost to the They lost to the Patriots in the AFC Championship game in Arrowhead. The next year they won the Super Bowl. The year after that, they blew the AFC Championship against the Bengals, right? And they won the Super Bowl the next 2 years. So I guess that's what it is. So after they won the next two, the mystique was fully formed. And then after they got their asses kicked last year in the Super Bowl, then the mystique went with it. So nobody's afraid of the Chiefs anymore, you know. So it had it's like almost like like I think Mahomes said or Reed, I forget who it was, that they got to win out now, you know, and they can do it. It's still Mahomes, it's still Andy Reid. So I don't know if Travis Kelce, if this is it for him or not. But it I don't know. I mean, I guess it just happened. You know? Patriots, I don't know. I don't think the Patriots ever missed the playoffs though when they were after being this deep in the game, except the year that Brady tore his ACL. Even then, they went 11-5 with Matt Castle. So I don't know what to say. I think the mystique is just gone. But I just don't know. They just haven't played as well. They haven't. I don't understand. I don't know what to. I can't really say. I don't know. On the field, I mean, I guess that's it. I guess the other teams aren't. It did seem like when they played the Colts, because I was gonna say that was like a last gasp, maybe. And they beat the Colts. They came back and beat the Colts after being down 20-9. And I don't know. It seemed like maybe like it was a point where the Colts were doing the thing that the Chiefs do, Chiefs opponents do, where they do stuff that make decisions that they wouldn't do, something they wouldn't normally do, just because they're playing the Chiefs. But you know, and then the Cowboys. I can't believe the Cowboys. The Cowboys came back and beat the Eagles after being down 21, and then they beat the Chiefs. It's incredible. Like I said, bro, don't be surprised if we look back in January and the Cowboys have made a run. And we look back at that Eagles game and say that changed the fortune of the Dallas Cowboys. Do not be surprised by that. And then in the nightcap last night on Thanksgiving, you had the Bengals beating the Ravens 32-14. It was Joe Burrow's first game since I think week 2, something like that. Yeah. So Joe Burrow is just you just gotta expect. The Bengals with Joe Burrow is just a different ball club. And then today, Friday, the day after Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. The Bears beating the Eagles 24-50. The Bears are 9-3. I mean, geez Louise, Ben Johnson, you are something special, man. Caleb Williams not even good. Man, it hurts me to say that because, he went to USC, he won the Heisman at USC, but I was watching him, they like, really? I mean, you can't what the hell? You can't include somebody like Ben Johnson when the Bears been scheming it up for you and you can't hit these receivers, bro? You can't do better than that? And they're still not into it. Imagine if they had competent he's been okay. I think he has like 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in the season. That's the thing. I said the same thing about Jalen Hurts. I talked down to him. I said recently that he's closer to being Trent Dilfer than Troy Aikman, because Troy Aikman is like the ultimate good quarterback on a great team, right? But Trent Dilfer was just sort of Trent Dilfer was really not a good quarterback, but he played for, a Super Bowl winner. And, but Jalen Hurts had 19 touchdowns and 2 interceptions on the season. So, he just gets some bad PR, too. Because how bad can you be with 19 touchdowns and 2 interceptions? But, Caleb, he has 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in the season. But I was just watching today, bro. He did not look good, and they still won the game. So they're kind of like the big brother of the Panthers, where the Panthers have everything that you need to be a good football team, but really Bryce Young is just not that good. And Caleb Williams, the Bears have everything that you need to be a good football team. Caleb Williams is all right. He's pretty good. He could be a lot better, I feel like. I know it's still only year 2 for him. But, Yeah, I mean, I just basically what the Bears are. Bears are. And Ben Johnson, man, I mean, for being a first year head coach, I don't. He's looking McVay like, you know. And like I said, it's McVay always had good. Jared Goff. You can say what you want about him with the Rams. I mean, obviously he's well established himself as an elite quarterback since he left the Rams. Even with the Rams, Jared Goff was a damn good quarterback. Way better than Caleb Williams is now. Right now with the Bears. So you got to give credit to Ben Johnson, man. He's done a hell of a job there in Chicago. I said before the season after watching that the preseason game that they played, they had a shot in the NFC North, and they're leading the division through week 13. So shout out to them, you know. So yeah, okay. So before I get out of here, just a reminder to hit that subscribe button next to the Complete Podcast Network, and to follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at TC Pod Network. You can also send feedback and mailbag questions to Complete Lakers Podcast at gmail.com. I am out.